What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk a little bit about how to overcome pride. So pride is probably the biggest and the most impactful sin, because it was definitely the first sin ever committed, whether it was by Lucifer or it was by Adam. Whichever way you see it, it's definitely the most impactful sin. Why? Because every other sin stems from pride. Whether that's lust. Lust comes from, I believe my body is mine, so I get to go use it and live in a way that is not morally right. Whether that's you know what, I don't even want to say it. Or the idea that I can go and lie to people because my tongue is my own, and I'm going to treat people with a disrespect by lying to them and showing that I am false, but because I want to hold in secrets for myself, or being prideful to believe I'm better than somebody because I simply just have a better position in the kingdom. Whatever it is, pride most likely is associated with it. Whenever we rebel against God, we are prideful. Whenever we rebel against God's commandments, we are prideful. Whenever we walk in our own ways, we are prideful. So how do we combat this? We think that we are in control of every single thing in our life, which is simply not true. The Bible says that God hates nothing more than a prideful spirit and a perverse tongue. To be perverse in our speech is prideful. Why? Because when we start cussing and swearing, that defiles a man. It's not what goes into a man, but what comes out of a man that defiles him. Let no unholy speak exit your mouth unless it is to build others up. That is a sense of pride. So how do we overcome this pride? Like I said, we have to know what is the root of it. Why are we prideful? The Bible says it's because we lean on our own understanding. Don't lean on your own understanding, but onto His. Acknowledge Him in all your ways, and He will make your path set straight. If we lean onto God's understanding, then all that pride that we had coming with us will be flushed out of us and renewed with humility. A lot of our pride comes from thinking that we own everything that we have. Not your tongue, not the game system you have, not the phone you are holding to watch this video or computer or whatever it may be is your own, but it's all a gift from God. That is a stemming of pride to believe that I am in my position because of me. All I did was use the free will God gifted me and the faith God bestowed upon me. I did not do any of this on my own, but it was all because of God. And that's where pride comes from, is the idea of I did it. I deserve the reward. I deserve the credit. But if we learn to give God all the credit, if not most of the credit, and understand that the only reason we are capable of going on that basketball court and playing and being able to go to that job interview and ace it and get that job because we have an ability to speak is because of God. To be less prideful, we need to be able to humble ourselves. The Bible says to humble ourselves. Why? Because Jesus was humble. If Jesus was humble, how much more humble do we have to be? If Jesus was meek, how much more meek do we have to be? Jesus never went around and said, oh yeah, look at me, I'm God. Look at all the miracles I can create. Look at all the things I can do and whatever. He didn't boast about those things. Why? Because he doesn't need to. The strongest man in the room is not going to say he's the strongest. He's going to show it. Better yet, he's going to hold it in and show it when he needs to. That humility is going to separate you from everybody else, because everybody else uses pride as a factor to push themselves up. What I found out is pride is what weak people use to look strong. But humble people don't need pride to look strong. They know that their strength, they know that their weakness is made perfect through God's strength. Right? Or did I say that wrong? Our weakness, God's strength is made perfect through our weakness. So we understand that as people who are humble, humility, who have humility. A lot of people say there's nothing wrong with pride. Oh, there's a lot wrong with it. Pride comes before the fall. Why do you think so many people fall down? It's because they're prideful. They live in a prideful way, and then they don't understand why they fail. Some people are living for pride. And then their entire life surrounds it. And then guess what? What happens when they get knocked off a peg? Their entire life is destroyed because they say, man, I'm worth nothing now. What pride is I did it. It's because of me. If you are the one who does it, when you fail yourself, you will put yourself into a debt you'll never outgrow unless it is filled with God. Our heart has a God-sized hole in it, and when we fill it with pride, what happens is it tries to take up that spot, but then it starts to break it and make that spot even bigger, because we realize that God is the only one deserving of pride. Because God is the one who bestowed the gifts. God is the one who created the heavens and the earth, and even then he is humble. So how much more humble do us as Christians have to be? How much more humble do we have to be to click on a video of somebody we've never seen before, and we watch this video and we say, man, if I would have never been humble enough to click on this video, I would have never learned what I just learned today. How much more humble do we have to be? That's my question to you. How much more humble do you have to be in your life? What kind of things can you do to change it? By first humbling yourself and listening to that person. A lot of us don't want to listen to somebody younger than us. Why is that? Because we have a pride of saying, no, I'm older than them, I know more. You can learn just as much from them as they can from you. Everybody's life experience is different. So allow yourself to be humbled by God. Let God's presence humble you. And he'll exalt you. He'll remove that pride. And he'll put in humility. What is humility? Humility is to put our faith in something that is not our control. All that pride you have built up, that's going to be your fault. It's going to devastate you. It's going to put you in debt. And God's the only one who can pay that debt. So give it to God. God bless, and I'll see you soon.